Well, Femi, let's get back to where we left it off. I mean, it almost gave me a scare, 2-2 in Nigeria. But you know, let's try. And how do I put it now? Can you ever think of such an outcome?
Well,
is it a possibility?
It's not impossible.
Okay.
Because when you look at the pedigree of the Algerians,
yeah.
You know, and then you look at the history behind the games we've played against them, they've also come to be a stubborn block in times past. So more like a boogie team, you know, for Nigeria, if you ask me. And the quality of players they have now, you know, also doing very well, you know, in top clubs in Europe.
Shoulder to shoulder with the Nigerians.
Exactly. So it gives you reason to, you know, worry. You know, not necessarily be scared, but it gives you reason to worry that these guys have enough quality to at least sneak something, you know, back to Algiers if we don't do our homework very well. So yes, there's the thought flows, but I also think we have everything, you know, right there before us, you know, to get the victory. The players are in good mood. The coach is also, you know, putting his tactics together. Everyone is upbeat that at least for the first time in a long time, or after a couple of games, you know, Nigerians are confident that we can actually, you know, go all out and get this game. And I'm very confident, you know, that we'll go with not too short, but a victory, you know, in Rio come Saturday.
Well, you know, I'm thinking we should leave this issue, but you talk about something that I want to ask you. We're saying defense might be our problem, and their strength lies in the guys they have up front. You know, Yassin Brahimi, if he's not injured, Slimani, Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah.
So what would be the approach? Should it be focus on these guys and try to neutralize them, or like Jose would say, play your game and even forget they're on the field?
No, you can't play and forget they're on the field. They're that dangerous. Mahrez, for me, you know, one of the most outstanding players from last season. Not even for me, you know, generally speaking.
Everybody agrees.
Yes, and this season he hasn't done badly himself. Slimani also coming hasn't done badly for himself either, you know, with Leicester City. So these guys are guys that you need to actually keep an eye on. You know, maybe not necessarily focus all your attention on, but you have to watch them. And I think we have a couple of watchmen, so to speak, on the team. The likes of, you know, Mikel Obi, the likes of John Ogu, the likes of Nazi, who can, you know, put in positions where they can at least reduce.
Maybe William Trustekong
in defense. Well, I'm even looking at more of committing the defensive midfielders
to do the job
actually
first.
Yes, almost derail them before they even get to the, you know, final third, where the sweepers will then do the job of clearing them out. So I think we have enough potent force in the middle that can actually withstand, you know, the firepower they bring. Then our defense, you know, with Trustekong marshalling it. I am confident enough. The only source of worry for me is still that goalkeeping position. You know, particularly I am worried. I'm not a big fan of any of the goalkeepers.
Any of the three?
I'm not a big fan of any of them. Yes, I'm not. I'm sorry, but I'm not just confident enough, you know, in their ability at this moment. Daniel Akpeyi, well, yes, but how much games? How many games? You know, you need confidence, a lot of confidence at this level, because it comes with pressure. You know, I don't think any of them have been in this situation before.
Among the three, you know, going by, you know, consensus of opinion, a lot of people feel Daniel, you know, stands out, having been the player that has played in games of high importance for the Super. But we're not getting out raw, so he's going to do his job.
Exactly. I mean, you have an Alampaz who has done it, you know, although at a younger age grade. But he too has gone on to do well for himself. So you look at all these goalkeepers, there's really very little.
Just hope the coach gets it right.
I just hope exactly picks the best person who can work well with the defense, and if possible, they don't even get a shot on target and
we'll win the game. It's possible. Okay, Femi, let's go to Europe now and talk about the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And let me tell you that some of these countries have their own problems too. For the past 1 year in England, the talk has been about Wayne Rooney for one reason or the other. I'm going to be talking about Wayne Rooney shortly, but let's quickly give to you the qualifiers, the matches that will be played in Europe. Let me quickly run through the. Okay, we start with South America first. Okay, so let's go to South America first. Colombia and Chile will play. Uruguay takes on Ecuador. Paraguay takes on Peru. Venezuela takes on Bolivia. And this one, you will always talk about this game anywhere. Brazil against Argentina, just like Nigeria, Ghana, or Nigeria, Cameroon. Obviously you talk about Brazil and Argentina and any of these other, but South American zone, very, very tough.
Yes,
very,
always,
very tough.
always competitive.
And you get a chance to play everybody. It's not like Africa where you can, I don't want to play against Ivory Coast, I don't want to play against, you're going to play everybody.
Yeah, because they run it like a league system.
And the best 4 teams
qualify. You
qualify.
play home and away, and then the 5th person gets the playoff, position. And it's back and forth, in the battle, for supremacy between Argentina and Brazil.
That's why their teams tend to do well, if you ask me.
Yes, but the one that also catches my eye is the Colombia-Chile game. We hear Alexis Sanchez, will be missing that game tonight.
The Chileans are really in trouble.
Yes, and they still force their way to bring him in and say, look, this guy will travel with us.
Yeah, just
maybe we'll be ready for the next game that we'll play. But let him just come around. Arsene Wenger is worried, but I think it goes to show how much importance that player has, in the success, all the failure of the team, as it were, for qualifying for the World Cup, in itself. For Brazil, Argentina, no love lost in between both sides. You know how it's always fire packed. You have Neymar, you have Messi, 2 teammates who will become foes tonight. That's one thing to watch out for. I would really love, to see that game. I won't be watching it live this time. But it will be one game to also, watch.
Brazil playing at home. Who do you think was going to want this more? Both teams being distracted, with 1 or 2 issues. Neymar with some of the issues he has in Spain, and Argentina too. And 1 or 2 distractions. But who do you think wants this more?
Who wants it more? I can't particularly say, but I know for sure that Neymar is having the time of his life, and I think the wisest decision he made was dropping that captaincy armband after the
gives him a lot of freedom.
Yes, exactly, to express himself better. And really, he's still the leader of the squad. How be it, even dropping, the captain's armband and playing in Brazil. I think he's tilting a little bit towards the Brazilians, to get this one. But I'm sure it's going to be an interesting game, all the way. I hope it doesn't get first and fair where we'll see some very, hard tackles, which this kind of game always portends. But I'm sure it's going to be fun all the way.
All right, let's talk about Wayne Rooney. Either for Manchester United or for England, you have to talk about Wayne Rooney. But Gareth Southgate says for the next game, Wayne Rooney is going to be the England captain.
Who else is the leader of the team? I have tried to wrap my head around it. He's the all-time leading scorer, of the English national team. It looks like it doesn't even look like he is the most experienced player, on the English national team as we speak. And it's needless, to actually be on his neck. I've been one of those guys who have particularly stood behind Wayne Rooney in all of his troubles, because this is one guy who has been used in various positions. Whether or not he has strived as most people want to, I think he has done a decent job, in actually, putting himself in all of those places, and that goes to show this kind of leadership and quality, he has, in being able to take one for the team, just try to make sure that, the things get going. And I was happy that his club side, Manchester United, were able to get the win, after a while, searching for that win. And you saw how influential he was, going into that place. So it's a no-brainer, actually at this point in time for him to lead the 3 Lions out against, their big foes, in Scotland.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's pause a little. We're going to go on a break now. There's still so much for you on Sports Tonight. When we return, we'll be talking about FIFA rejecting what Wales have offered to do. And of course, we'll still have some time to talk basketball, all for you on Sports Tonight.